that 1 in 4 children are bullied. And there's in fact statistics that would show that over 85% of children have witnessed other children being bullied. And I think that certainly is a message of how prevalent it is within our society. This truly is a societal issue. This is not just a child issue or children's issue. At one time, we used to laugh about people who picked on other people in playgrounds. And what's very sad, and I want to commend Rob Furnett and the work that he has done on this issue. Right now, Rob is standing up to a television show that is in fact bullying bullies. And you know, Mr. Speaker, it's a very sad transcript for what our society is about when we allow bullying to take place no matter what level. There are a few points that I would like to certainly raise very briefly today. There are many ways that bullying can take place, and very clearly we all, I'm sure, or many of us have seen the child at the playground that's ended up with a black eye. That certainly is something that's very open, that's very telling. But clearly there are many other types of bullying today that involve children, both girls and boys. Certainly we've heard much about cyberbullying recently, and emotional bullying, where we don't see internal marks or external marks left on individuals, but certainly the internal marks that are left on them are long-term and very deep. Many of us, I'm sure, have heard about racist bullying and how as a society, we see others picking on people that are different. That certainly is unacceptable, as is sexual bullying or verbal bullying. Clearly across the province, by having the Legislative Assembly come here today and stand up and be counted, saying that this is unacceptable, and that as New Brunswickers we need to recognize that as a society we can no longer say that it makes sense. Certainly pleased to be able to stand up and support the Premier and support Rob Furnett and his volunteer organization, Bullying Canada, and the work that they do. Mr. Speaker, certainly many families have been impacted one way or the other. I'd like to point out just a very few signs of children that children exhibit when they're being bullied. Very often they'll invent a mysterious illness. They don't want to go to school. They want to stay in their homes because they're afraid of what's going to happen that very day. Missing belongings or money is another way that you can certainly identify if bullying is taking place. If another child, another individual is taking their belongings, it's another way certainly to pick on individuals. Sleeping problems, bedwetting, irritability, those are all symptoms of young people, children that are experiencing being picked on, being bullied by other children. Clearly, it is very important that families, teachers, communities identify young people that are being bullied, because you know, Mr. Speaker, the results can be very tragic, and we actually see suicides as the result of bullying situations. And because of that, we certainly believe and support the work of organizations like Rob's, the role that our community leaders, our educators play in raising public awareness. Today, certainly this is a step forward. As with we know of Pink Day as well that takes place, and individual work that goes on within schools, but clearly this is one other step that we can, as a province, recognize this important issue and move forward. So today, I want to very specifically thank Rob and the work that his organization has done. I want to thank all members of the Legislative Assembly for coming together to ensure that this day will become something that will be recognized going forward into the future as December 17th, Anti-Bullying Day. And I want to certainly encourage all those in New Brunswick to get involved in this issue and ensure that we see continued reduction within our schools, within our communities, because clearly this is unaccepted. So want to encourage all members in the House of supporting this motion. It certainly makes very much sense. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
It has been moved by the Honourable the Premier, seconded by the Leader of the Official Opposition. Whereas bullying can take many forms, physical, verbal, social, and more recently cyberbullying, and whereas initiatives that build up children's self-esteem, skills, and academic success help them to be less susceptible to bullying, and whereas student codes of conduct which promote and reward positive behavior traits such as empathy and generosity can reduce the number of bullying incidents, and whereas research indicates that initiatives involving the broader community may enhance the effectiveness of whole school anti-bullying interventions. Be it resolved that this legislature condemn the act of bullying in whatever form it takes and recognize the responsibility of all leaders to continue to work toward effective policies which promote positive behavior and promote effective anti-bullying awareness toward the goal of reducing incidents of bullying. Be it further resolved that this legislature designate December 17th of each calendar year to recognize and celebrate the efforts of caring students, educators, and citizens to condemn and eliminate bullying. All those in favor of the motion, please say yea. Yea. All those opposed, please say nay. My opinion, the yeas have it. I declare the motion carried. Members, before we proceed any further, I just want to confirm that there was unanimous consent to have Bills 85 and 93 to have been considered in Committee of the Whole.